Like that music.
Thank you, sir.
Original faith-based, community-driven streaming media. Broadcasting live from Studio B, right here from the Voice17104.com.
Welcome, my brothers and sisters, to the Richard James Show on 17104, The Voice.
Hey, we have been blessed with another day. We have been blessed with another show. This is the Richard James Show. We're so pleased to have you return to us. And I have my good brother and friend that's going to co-host with me. As a matter of fact, he's going to take the lead. I got some real questions for this gentleman. Uh, hey, welcome, Lamine. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Richard. It's always good to be here, as you probably know. So, that would be a delight to talk about the country I'm from.
Yes, sir. You beat me to it. I was going to. Well, yes, we're going to deal with. We're going to take a good look at
Okay.
Lamine's home, original home in Africa, Senegal, prosperous nation. According to my figures of over 60 million people, whose capital is Dakar. There's a lot of things going on in Senegal. And by the way, on a personal note, I've done my
Okay.
research. I'm talking
Okay.
about on me. It's called 23 and Me. It's historical
Okay.
research. And my
Okay.
ancestral home in Africa, which makes up about 93% of my DNA, is from Senegal. So I
What?
got I got an interest in this. Yes, that my DNA traces me back to Senegal. And it's a really interesting thing. And to the audience, there's one thing you probably don't know either, is that my youngest daughter, Maria Consuela, married a gentleman who's a good friend of Lamine's, Maury Chow, who is from where? Senegal. So this is not only going to be an education, it's going to be a celebration, and it's going to be a joy.
That's right.
Let's start
Well,
out.
that that
Go ahead,
means
Lamine.
things happen for a reason. You know, you're discovering that you're 90 something percent Senegalese, and then you know having to do all of this, and your blood daughter is married to a Senegalese, and all these years, the love and you know the passion you have for that country couldn't be explained otherwise.
Thank you, sir. That's very true. That's very, very, very true. Because my son-in-law has been a blessing, a very intricate part of the family with two young men, two young sons, Babacar and Mohammed. Wonderful, wonderful family. But so far for that. Uh, Give us an overview, Lamine, of the country of Senegal. What are the things that come up in your mind when you think of your home? The things that you would share with the public.
All right, it's the country of 200,000 square kilometer wide, and it's one of the furthermost western part of Africa.
That's
If
right.
you see a map of Africa, you will see the part that's facing the Atlantic Ocean state. It's just like the nose of Africa. 200,000 square miles, and they used to call it because back in history, natives came from different parts of Europe. The first point of the point they got into in the inland was Dakar, which is almost an island, but the 3/4 of of the territory diving into the Atlantic Ocean, and the rest being attached to the continent. So it was just like a natural port or natural anchor point for navigators. So it's facing the United States. In between, you have the Atlantic Ocean, and it's an 8-hour flight from Dakar to the United States. So there's no stopping point, because between you have the Atlantic Ocean. So it was colonized by France and became independent in 1960. And that said, most known island is Gorée Island, was colonized first by the Dutch, and then the Portuguese, and then
Right.
the French came after. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Um, there has been some uh, changes back in the early '60s. Uh, there was some protest. People don't give up their colonies, their possessions, goodwill, and that also happened. Uh, I'm sure in Senegal. Can you give us just a little background on some of the history of how Senegal became an independent nation
There is
from
a
France?
long there is a long tradition of power struggle between the natives and whoever was the colonizer,
Right.
especially the French. The first form of opposition and fight started in the 1500s. And we have heroes that we still celebrate in the, when you go to the museums and even the books for the kids, you will see names like Lat Dior Ngone Latyr Diop. It's like a national hero.
Yes,
He
sir.
fought violently against the Frenchmen, but not only him. You have people like Maba Diakhou Ba,
Yes.
people like Sheikh Ahmadou, uh, Sh- uh, Sheikh Ahmadou Foutiou Tal. All of these are, figures of history who fought violently against the colonization and the colonization of the French army and government. Now, at some point, the form of opposition changed, a type of soft opposition that was led by a very well-known and very wise spiritual man called Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. And
Yes.
he founded an Islamic Sufi brotherhood
Mm.
called the Murid Brotherhood. And his fight was non-violent, but all his theory against the white man or the colonizer was to raise and gain the conscience of the young people before the white men take them to the French schools.
Right.
So he founded what they call Dara. Dara, it's a spiritual school where kids go at age 7 and
Mm.
stay there until they finish the Quran. And then
Okay.
from there, they teach them spiritual uh, concepts and a way to live their life, because the Murid Brotherhood is based around 3 concepts. The first one is work,
Okay.
the second one is prayer,
Okay.
and the third one is learning.
Okay. Wow.
So that's under those three concepts, the Murid Brotherhood was constructed. So later on, after him, you have the political people now who started to fight also, and using legal means and political means to end the colonization. That's why in 1956, the French came up what they call the Loi Cadre. Loi Cadre meant at the time that from that time on, the natives of certain parts of Senegal will be automatically French citizens.
Right.
Like,
Right.
yeah, in parts of Senegal like Dakar, Rufisque, Saint Louis, and Gorée Island.
So it
So
wasn't all
all
parts
those,
of Senegal, but just certain parts.
yeah, it was like a divide and conquer type of
Gotcha.
strategy, because if you give the citizenship, French citizenship to one part of the country and let the other ones, that those kind of frustration that creates. And when World War II came up, they, because people were French citizen, they came and took all young people above the age of 19 to take them to fight for France.
Okay. Mostly
And
men, I would take it.
yeah,
Mostly men, I would take it.
yes.
Okay.
And my dad was one of them.
Okay.
He went to fight the Second World War II.
What's your
So,
dad's name? Give us your dad's name.
Beatty. He, fought the fight of Verdun and different places. And, they came back and discharged from the military. Later on, he joined the railroad company. So,
Okay.
and but they were very ill-treated, very well ill-treated by the French government because they didn't receive their pay, and the white Frenchman who was in the army was receiving more, stipend from their fight than them.
And
So
back
that's
in
pretty much, a few points of history that we can, you know, take away from Senegal, and then we can go from there.
yeah, and also yeah, we have a little video that will give us a little bit more information in terms of the history of Senegal. Uh, One thing that I read about Senegalese history is that over 200,000 uh, soldiers from Senegal fought in World War II, 200,000. And when they returned home to Senegal, they were treated with discrimination. They were, as you said, they were not given the equal pay. And as a matter of fact, there were protests against this. And I understand that some of the French soldiers killed a number of the Senegalese soldiers. So uh, it's an interesting history. It's a terrible, terrible history. One of continued colonialism. Uh, and even when the country is given freedom and given so-called political independence, economic independence was not given. And they seem to still want to uh, strip the nation of its natural resources and also try to control the currency and the economy uh, of the country. Uh, Interesting and reading about this, I've learned a lot and studying a lot about the French because the French were divided themselves during World War II. Uh, the Charles de Gaulle uh, was the leader of the independence struggle, and some of the French supported the Nazis in Germany. They were a part of it. And so some of these racists, I'm sure, if they supported Nazi Germany and Adolf Hitler, I can imagine what they thought of black people of African descent. Really, 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 really. Uh, tell me, just getting a little personal, Lamine, where are you from exactly in Senegal? Where did you grow up? And
In Dakar.
where
I
were you?
was born in Dakar,
Okay,
raised, and went to school there. When you Dakar and what they call the Presqu'île of Cap Vert was founded by an ethnic group called the Lebus. They are
okay,
fishermen, and actually, my ancestry traced back to that lineage.
yeah,
And my dad is specifically from uh, a town called Rufisque, which is a
okay.
coast town. And later on, he came to live in Dakar after World War II.
And the car is right on the Atlantic Ocean. Is that correct?
Pretty, yeah, it's just like the nose diving into the Atlantic Ocean.
And I'm sure fish must be a tremendous industry, uh, being right there on the ocean, and that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
fishing is one of the main activities on that part of the country. Uh, there's a lot of fishing um, fabrics, meaning like when they cut them and prepare them for export actually. And so, but there's a lot of family fishing, um, you know, companies. So people are born, all they know is fishing.
I,
So it's
I
pretty much it.
love fish. I can't wait to get over get over there and get some of that good old
Yeah,
fish. That's
yeah.
what do I saw some uh, uh, some documentaries on that kind of thing. Well, we have a video, a very short video that sort of spells out some of the things that we always talk about. Lamine has a really good knowledge. Not everybody knows their history the way Lamine does. And that's appreciated. But let's take a look at this brief video on the history of Senegal.
Hello, welcome to BioGreat TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. The history of Senegal. Senegal is a country in West Africa having Mauritania, Mali, Guinea and Guinea-Bissau as neighbors at its various borders. Senegal also has a maritime border it shares with Cape Verde, and Dakar is the country's economic and political capital. With a population of about 16 million, it is named after the Senegal River, which runs through the east and northern part of the country. Having been colonized by the French, the official language of Senegal is French, while the Wolof language is a major lingua franca. The Wolof are the largest ethnic group among many others in the country. Senegal has a rich history of thriving kingdoms before the Europeans set foot on the territory. Two notable empires of its past include the Takro and the Jolof empires. The Takro Kingdom was an ancient state of West Africa which thrived alongside the Ghana Empire between 800 and 1285. It was a major trade center for gold and salt. It was a rival of the Ghana Empire, and occasionally the two kingdoms clashed. The kingdom prospered and grew until it was subdued by the Mali Empire in the late 13th century. The Jolof Empire or Wolof Empire ruled parts of Senegal from 1350 to 1549. Believed to have been founded by the legendary Diene Ndiaye, it was a great force to reckon with in the region, known to be able to field 10,000 cavalry and 100,000 infantry soldiers in the early 16th century. The Jolof Empire was organized as 5 coastal kingdoms, and they paid tribute to the state of Jollof. The king of Jollof, known as the Borba, ruled from the capital city of Linguère. In time, the various kingdoms began to break away, and in about 1600, the once great empire had been reduced to a small kingdom. Senegal was colonized by France, and it was the administrative capital of the French West Africa. From 1914 until independence in 1960, Senegalese deputies were elected into the French Parliament. The first was Blaise Diagne, who served from 1914 to 1934. Senegal became fully independent on the 20th of June 1960, and Leopold Sédar Senghor became the nation's first president. Senghor was very well read, having schooled in France. He was a prominent poet and was personally responsible for drafting the Senegalese national anthem. He remained in power until 1981, when he handed over power to his hand-picked successor, Abdou Diouf. In the year 2000, opposition party candidate Abdoulaye Wade of the Senegalese Democratic Party was elected president, the first time the opposition would come into power. Wade served 2 terms and was to go for a controversial 3rd term in 2012, but was defeated by Macky Sall of the Alliance for the Republic. Sall was re-elected for a 2nd term in 2019. Senegal has a decent profile in many international organizations. It was a member of the United Nations Security Council from 1988 to 1989 and again from 2015 to 2016. It has cordial relations with the West, especially France, and also with the United States. Senegal is a member of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the African Union, AU. Most of Senegal's foreign exchange comes from fish, phosphates, groundnuts, tourism, and services. The country is also a major hub for shipping and transport in the Francophone West African region. Our tourism industry is one of the best in Africa. As at 2018, Senegal's GDP was about 24.13 billion US dollars. Officially, Senegal is a secular state. However, Islam is by far the predominant religion, with adherents accounting for almost 95.9% of the population. Christians make up about 4.1% of the population, while 1% are animists. Senegal's most popular sports are football and wrestling, with football being number 1. In 2002 and 2019, the national football team took 2nd place at the Africa Cup of Nations. At the FIFA World Cup in 2002, Senegal defeated the then cup holders France and went on to become one of the only 3 African teams to ever reach the quarterfinals. Big names in Senegal's football include El Hadji Diouf, Henry Camara, Kalilou Fadiga, Papa Bouba Diop, Sadio Mane, and many more. Senegal is built to host the 2022 Summer Youth Olympics in Dakar, making it the first African country that will be hosting the Olympics. Although not as popular as football and wrestling, basketball is another sport whose popularity is on the rise in the country. Senegal is one of Africa's dominant powers in basketball. In the 2014 FIBA World Cup, they did better than all other African countries, reaching the playoffs for the first time. Some of the beautiful places worth visiting in Senegal include Dakar, the country's capital, Gori Island, which still holds legacies of the slave trade, the Saloum Delta National Park, and the Senegal River, which forms the border between Senegal and Mauritania. The West African CFA franc is the currency of Senegal. What have we missed out of this history? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, Please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Yes, yes. Um, some brief history. What are your thoughts, Lamine, on this video? Does it seem fairly accurate? Oh, I think the sound.
You're muted, Lamine. You're muted, bro.
Oh yeah, I was saying that it's a very accurate and subject when he mentioned that in 1956, actually, uh, in 1956, you had politicians presented parliament on France, and actually in 1886, that's when representation started to come from Senegal in the French parliament. And from that time on, um, people who live Ray and Saint Louis was used to election already. So that's why one of the major points that characterize Senegalese people as we speak right now was to be able to unroot any dictator or politician. You can he mentioned that Abdoulaye Wade was trying to run for a third term,
Right.
and he was unrooted by Macky Sall in 2012. So that's basically one of the things that I took away from it. And also, he spoke about the Jollof Empire, which is one of the very important part of the history.
Yeah.
And those empire resisted for a long time to the French colonizer, but the colonizer being superior when it comes to uh, to material of war. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Right.
they were defeated at the end. So those are the things that I took away from it.
Yeah. I think that Senegal has a wonderful history, but I think it has an even more splendid future. A lot of things that I've seen, I've been watching documentaries and reading about Senegal, and to improve the status of its people, that it's really come away. There's some historical significance that that little video did not weigh in on. Mention it, but it didn't get into, for example, slavery. Uh, what was the effect of taking thousands of people away from their homeland as slaves? It had to have an effect on the country, on the economy situation. Some folks got rich, some folks did well, but some folks lost their fathers, their mothers, their sisters and their brothers. And in that transatlantic crossing, many of the folks died in the crossing itself. Many of them were thrown overboard and were treated like they're less than human. That Gory Island is one that I'm hoping and planning, if I live long enough, to see. In fact, I just want to see Senegal, period. Not only for the negative and for the slavery kind of thing, but also the music. Since Senegal is renowned for its music, is that not so, uh, Lamine?
Yeah, music.
Entertainment.
That's right,
Yeah,
music and entertainment.
yeah, and art, and
But
art.
actually, yeah, art in general. Yeah, that's exactly the way I should put it. Art in general. you will see people performing in many benches. The art, when it comes to writing, music, dance, and so on and so forth. One of the very well-known contemporary well-known singers is Yusundur, and you
Yeah.
have many others like Ismail Low, Baba Mal. I'm just citing, the ones that are known overseas. And Yusundur is what they call him the king of Mbalach, which is the local rhythm, where people have a tendency to, when they dance it, they have a tendency to lift up and you
All
know
right.
and and one day I was talking to one of my friends. He was telling me, why you guys, when you dance, you have a tendency to you jump in the air. I say that's because because this is a Sahelian country. In one of the major characteristic of the people, they are uh, they are when you go to as a tourism, it's they are very aerial people. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
So they
indeed.
are
Yes,
very
indeed. That's a part
aerial
of it.
people. So it shouldn't
Athletic
be
too. Athletic.
it shouldn't be a surprise to see them jumping in the air when
I
they
love it.
dance. you know, because when you go to the south where the people are more, I would say, less Sudanese. They are more a forest type of people. When they dance, they hit the the ground with their feet.
Right.
So this is another characteristic of another part of Senegal, because those people are more grounded.
Yeah.
And when you look at their physical constitution, they are the center of gravity they have is closer to the ground than the
R- r-
people on the
Got you.
north or the west. And that's where you will see most of the best football players of Senegal. So they
Okay.
constitute almost 70% of the football players of Senegal, which is
Right.
they are very well known in the English league. You're talking about somebody like Sadio Mane, Edouard
Okay.
Mendy, who was nominated the best goalkeeper of the world.
Wow.
So these are, yes, and recently they won the African Cup of Nations 3 weeks ago.
All right.
So pretty much culture-oriented type of people. Cinema is one of the um, uh, thing that also Senegal is very well known about, through filmmakers like Ousmane Sembène,
Okay.
who basically they used to call him the father of the movie industry in West Africa. And you're riding also, the first president was a man of culture anyway, because he was a poet and a president.
Right.
And in 1963, he's the one who organized the first uh, Negro Festival, World Negro Festival. And all the major artists of the United States was there. Thelonious
Yes,
Monk,
indeed.
you name it. All these big names, they all gathered in 1963 in Dakar. Writers, dancers, musicians, for and it was a very beautiful festival. They call it Festival des Arts Nègres, Festival of Negro Art. So, and all the time. W.E.B. Du Bois, Sheikh Anta Diop, you name it, everybody was there. In 1966, I'm sorry. That was not 1963, but 1966. And
Yes.
I believe it would be a very nice thing if we could have a video. I believe I stumbled on one of the videos that was made during that Festival Mondial des Arts.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes indeed. Uh, I can remember that festival. As a matter of fact, uh, I remember wanting to go, wasn't able to make it, but uh, you are renowned. Senegal is renowned for its wonderful, wonderful music and the quality of everything it does. It's just a quality individual, quality of their instruments. I sell drums and then African instruments down at my business in Lebanon. And let me tell you, the finest drums that I get, I mean, I get beautiful drums from different countries, from Ghana, from Ivory Coast, but the best made drums that I receive are from Senegal. And also, the quality and the fashion design. I mean, goodness, I mean, folks in Senegal dress, and boy, they wear some, they wear and design some of the most beautiful clothing you ever want to see, and it's quality clothing. Some clothing that you see is not quality, but what you get from Senegal is just absolutely divine. It's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. Really, 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 really great. Uh, you went home about what was it, about a year ago or not so long ago? That must have been a tremendous experience to get back on home ground when you.
Yeah, I was there 2 years ago,
Oh, it's been
going
two
to
years.
3 years
Wow,
now, because time goes very fast.
sure
Time
does.
goes very fast, and yeah. But I'm planning another trip, probably in June or July, and I will take advantage of finding stuff, which characterized part of the country that's where you will have a lot of forests.
Okay, all right.
Thing that I want to do, I would like to go and visit the south, and probably go to the Gambia also, which
Yeah, I love to go to Gambia. I have a
was
friends from
colonized
Gambia.
by the British.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
so
not
there's
as
a the same people. They speak the same language and everything, but at some point of history was taken over by the British, and
yeah.
today they speak English. I mean, their official language is English, and now the official language of Senegal is French. But they both speak the same language, the same population, and everything else. So this is
Some
one of the one of the things of in the history people will not comprehend today. A country inside another country.
yeah,
you
right in the
know
middle.
but thank God the populations, yeah, the population are very nice to each other. And at some point there was a confederation actually between the two countries, Senegal and Gambia, that was stopped, I believe, before the President Abdou Diouf lost the power to Abdoulaye Wade. So
Yes, indeed. Some of the ethnic groups uh, are you Wolof?
well, yeah, I'm part of the great uh, ethnic group of Wolof, because
Yes.
the Lebu are basically, they speak Wolof. But if you are from Senegal, when a Lebu speaks Wolof, the other people will be able to tell if it's a Lebu or not, because they speak a variant of Wolof, and there's some words they use and some accents they have. Um, yeah, I am Wolof.
Okay.
That's the language that basically all the people speak.
Yeah.
Even though you have many ethnic groups, but all those people of the ethnic group is Wolof is the main communication language.
Yeah.
I would put it that way. You know, even though French is the official language, if you go to the street, to the market, wherever you go, this is Wolof. Even the television, the TV stations, most of the shows are, in Wolof. So that's the major language.
That's the language of the people. I mean,
That's right.
yes, French was imported and imposed, but Wolof
That's
is
right.
who they are. Yes, yes, indeed.
That's
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
What about I know the Malayan Empire at one time controlled much of West Africa, including Senegal, and there's a lot of Mandingo uh, people. As a matter of fact, I have friends that are from Gambia who are Mandingo. Uh, uh, but I didn't hear that mentioned in terms of different ethnic groups in Senegal. Uh, is the Wolof? I mean, is there some intertwining between the Wolof and the Mandingo? Is that the same folks or different
Absolutely,
people?
yeah. The Mandingo, they are mainly from the south, you know.
Oh, okay,
Uh, but as you probably know, the region of Casamance is right next to the Gambia. So the Mandingo uh, group, that's where they originated from. But nowadays, with modernization and everything that's going on, people have a tendency to go live in big cities like Dakar,
right,
and there's a lot of mixing.
right,
Uh,
right,
a lot of mixing between Wolof and Mandingo, Wolof and Serer, Wolof and Tukulur, etc. So it's even hard at this point to come up and say I'm just Wolof or I'm just Mandingo or I'm
yeah,
just Tukulur, because your dad could be Wolof, your mom Tukulur, or
right.
uh, something else. So there's a lot of mixing to the point where it's hard for the majority of Senegalese people to say I'm strictly Wolof or I'm strictly Jola.
That makes sense. You know, we talk so much about Dakar. We have a little film regarding Dakar. So just take a look at it. It's a fascinating city. Okay, then we'll come back.
Dakar is Senegal's capital and the country's biggest city. It is one of the most important cities in West Africa, and it is often referred as West Africa's gateway. Most of the residents in Dakar speak French, and the city is hot with semi-arid kind of temperature. Dakar is a city with so many beautiful places, but one of the most exciting places is Monument de la Renaissance Africaine, which is the largest monument in Africa and the second largest monument in the world. The monument symbolizes the liberty of Africa and commemorates the independence of Africa. The monument also carries history of Africa's greatest leaders, and some great information about Africa and its people can be found inside the monument. Through this video you will learn different facts about the city. You will also see different infrastructures and facilities that are available in the city, the residential areas, sports and recreation facilities, and you will also see the view of the city at night. Okay, let's go straight to the video.
Aywa jamenu se kodo. Aywa jamenu se kodo. kor tat. Mojane bonane kor tat. Mojane bonane kor tat. Moja ala ganya banda ala geda. Moja ala ganya banda ala geda. Mojele badene jobaram. Bongele badene parikoine. Duise kor tat. Arko tendu male men. Min Biram Jai nalanki mawɗa koɓe fulɓe tagir mbiɗimo ɗo duyse koɗo haɗa andi e mi yetti turup mi yetti nalankegal gillude ɓooy gilɗo yaro duuɓi jeegom ha ɗon yaran nande e kono noon mi yettide e adam ɓooy maɓe wuuri ɓooy jumo jaalal homo ɗon e joni noon ko korko moƴƴo mo ganduɗa o ka ɓi maggat ka biyeteɗo Mamadou Diallo e kame Hamad Diallo e ɓe mbino ala sago min e haade ɗo no yawtata ɓe ƴetta nalankegalam ngal ɓe cara ɗum aduna he ɓe nawa ɗum Afrique fof ɓe nawa ɗum o monde hayɓe fof tinɗum haɓe ganda pulague ene woodi ɗum noon mi yetti Allah mi yetti sukaɓe ɓe mi yetti sukaɓe maggat kam mi yetti adna ɓoyma ɓen ɓeɓe gondumi e Jubo Jalal ñañowo o noon ko Baba Ndiaye wiyete e joom cowru mbal o Seydi Dia e joguiɓe buubaji ɗi hoɗon nana goto yiyete ko Sambo e goɗo wiyete ko Mbaye e mbiɗa salmina ɗumen Mamadou Maggat Yumel Mamadou Maggat Samba Diaby kulle kelnoɗo kalaci laami yiya ko ñoyi bamaka arɗa yummaka jeeyi fulɓe e Hamad Diallo ɗo ɗo iwɗa ene moƴƴi guila hayrankoɓe ha ururɓe ha bisnaɓe ha yalaɓe ha toon jeeya so ƴetti nalankegal ngal mbiɗon hoɗo ngal mofta hoɗo ngal moƴƴina nawno ngal lesɗe mbiɗa weltima aywa jamendi se kono 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 moƴƴa bona kono tat aywa jamendi se kono sanani ndi se kono garnoɗo hootat kono siko moƴƴama so bonama hootam e nduyse kono oti aywa jamendi se kono 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 nduyse kono tat aywa jamendi se kono moƴƴane bonane kono tat aywa jamendi se kono moƴƴane bonane kono tat aywa jamendi se kono moƴƴa ala ganya banda ala geda aywa jamendi se kono moƴƴa ala ganya banda ala geda aywa
What what a beautiful, beautiful city. Really, really tremendous. I was really impressed with that sports arena, sports statement. And I understand that Dakar may host some of the Olympic Games, Summer Olympic Games that are coming up. Boy, that doesn't make you a little homesick. I mean, it's such a beautiful, beautiful place. You have such a wonderful family there and memories. So you're gonna try to get back for a visit this year.
Yeah, yeah. Planning to go between June and July this year. And as you probably know, the ticket is not cheap also.
I'm aware. That's what I
So,
understand.
yeah, yeah. So like if you want to go with you know, round trip, which is decent, it's about between 1,300 and 1,500, and depending of the uh, time of the year you want to order the ticket, because you have the high season and the low season. And the high season, you have many high seasons during the year. December is one of them. When they have all these Muslim holidays in Senegal, those are high season. They are like peak season where the tickets is price is higher than normal
Yeah,
the season of the year. So yeah, for the Winter Olympics, I think that's the youth Olympics or something like that.
yes,
Didn't
summer.
got a lot of information. Yeah, yeah. So, and sports is one of the major thing that the government is trying to emulate, especially when it comes to soccer and football. This
Yeah,
is something they would like to emulate. Basketball is also one of the sports they wanted to emulate for a long period of time. The national team, whether it's the male or female, were dominant in the continent. Just to give you some numbers, like for the African Cup of Nations in basketball, I think they had 22 sessions. Out of the 22, the women basketball team won it 11 times.
oh wow.
Um, yeah, for
Wonderful.
the, yeah, for the men, because you used to have basketball players coming from the United States, because they used to have women basketball players in the American league. So and when the nation is playing, they go, and uh, as well for the men also. So those are things they insist on and they invest on. As you probably see in the video, you have a lot of stadiums and things like that. Another
Beautiful.
sport, yeah, another sports that's a very popular is traditional wrestling.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, traditional wrestling is, after football, is the second most followed type of sports. The contenders, you know, get millions of safe when they, do go to for a fight. You
Yeah.
understand? So it's a very, 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 very well loved type of sport. What else I can say when it comes to sports? Handball, which is not very well known in the United States. It's a type of sports that's just like soccer, but the ball is passed to your partners through your hands, and
Okay.
it's a smaller field than the soccer field, and each team bring in 7 players. 7 players are on the field when they play,
Okay.
and I actually personally played it when I was in high school,
Ah.
and but later on I was just more into soccer and some other sports.
Yeah.
Culture. I forgot to mention the cuisine. They have what they call chebujan. Other parts of they call it jollof rice, which is made out of fish and a lot of vegetables, and
Okay.
also, cooked in a tomato type of sauce. It's a very, very, very well known and liked. Actually, UNESCO, the branch of the United Nations that takes care of culture and education, just uh, declare that this uh, part of the world legacy,
Yeah.
so to speak. So, and also you have places that are part of the world legacy, like the Gorée Island. That's why that island hasn't been touched since the 16th, 17th century. They because it's a part of that legacy. Nobody can come and build however you want. Nobody built not anything. They will not allow anybody to build anything in it, even though there's population living there, because they want to keep it as a, a, a site of
Monument.
memory.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so
and
that's it.
a site of memory, because I would say almost all the presidents of the United States, starting from John Kennedy, uh, have been there, except
Interesting.
Donald Trump. Except Donald Trump. Uh,
Yeah. That
you
doesn't
know,
surprise me. Yeah.
so, and that's where Bill Clinton actually apologized for slavery. Obama was there with his family, and Nelson Mandela, so yeah.
Yes, indeed. A lot of things of historical significance and also affect present day uh, things because we're moving forward. It's good to know history because if you know your past, then you can help to prepare for your future. And I see Senegal. This my guess is on the horizon, on the upward trend. Uh, they understand they're part of the African Union. And they also there's an alignment of West African nations. I don't remember the exact name of the association where African countries are coming together uh, and looking out after each other. The press only emphasizes the wars and the division, but they don't emphasize the building progress that's being made by our African brothers and sisters, and I see it happening. I see Senegal moving forward, and we have people like yourself who may have been trained in political science, but certainly now you have the technical skills and the engineering skills uh, to do things that are very positive, and I'm sure you do things positive here for your homeland also. And I'm really, really looking forward someday to be able to visit Senegal, and that's going to happen if I live long enough. Then I'm going to go. We're coming down to the end. You know, you're just smiling. I
You've been
re-
saying that for quite some time now.
yeah, well, hey, and it's still on the agenda, brother. No matter how long I say, you're gonna look up one day and say, "Where's Richard?" He said, "Oh, well, he's in
That's right.
Dakar." He said,
That's
"What?
right.
He really made it?" Hey, hold me to that, brother, because I'm gonna
No,
do it.
I definitely wish you heartily that you will make it. I'm
Yes,
sure you will make it.
yes, sir. Well, let me close out by saying to folks, I always tell them that hey, I'm still down in Lebanon, trying to make a living with some beautiful African art, with beautiful African drums. As a matter of fact, I got some beautiful drums from Senegal, by the way, uh, that are for sale. We also have afternoon closing, so please come to see us. All right. Oh, here's our little view of what we have to offer. There's our drums. There's our artifacts, and we call it African Paradise. Paradise, 4 foot tall giraffes, oils, that kind of thing. So come down to see us. We would appreciate it, man, and also buy something from us. So God bless you and keep you, and may heaven smile upon you. Thank you, Lamine, for your participation and for your wonderful presentation. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. So take care, my friends, and I'll see you next week. Richard James signing off.
Thank you again for tuning in to the Richard James Show. Our African and our African American programs are set up to educate you on what's going on in this world. And thank you for taking out the time to listen. Let's hear from you sometime also. So this is your neighbor and your friend signing off. Until I see you again next week and hear from you again next week. So long. God bless.